The topic of panel discussion is elevating teacher leadership. The moderator of panel discussion is Ms. Naila Abedi, who is an educationalist, trainer, counselor, and also been working as a leading position in many OA level schools. Our first panelist for today is Sir Alamgir Shah. Alamgir Shah is MS in ELM and MA in TOEFL. He has been working with many Arabic nationals at UAE with Pakistani youth and professional on peer linguistic and ELT. He has also worked as a visiting faculty at various organizations. Currently, he is working for SELT and mentoring various schools as an educationalist, consultant, and teacher educator. His topic for today is teacher as a leader. I would like to welcome Sir Alamgir Shah. Our next panelist for today is Ms. Sara Alam. Ms. Sara Alam is a PhD scholar at the University of Karachi. At present, she is pursuing her second PhD from University of Toronto. As a professional, she is a former public diplomacy specialist in the US mission in Karachi for Sindh and Balochistan province from 2010 to 2018. She has also served as many NGOs for several years in Pakistan as their board member and director, including ION, Special Olympics of Pakistan, Young Social Reformers, and PARC US Alumni Network. She has presented Pakistan as a youth ambassador to 17 international scholarships, 3 USG funded exchange program worldwide. She has also served as a founder member of a non-profit organization named North American Association for South Asian Affairs. Her topic for today is self-leadership tools. I would like to welcome Ms. Sara Alam. Our next panelist for today is Ms. Gulafsha Shakir Siddiqui. Ms. Gulafsha has received a master's degree in nutrition. She's a member of PND, Pakistan Nutrition and Dietetic Society. Currently, she's working as a principal at Falcon House Grammar School. She's also affiliated with AKUEP as an external examiner and curriculum developer. She's associated with Nestle and she has also spoken on various forums about nutrition education. She has expertise in health, leadership, and education. Her topic for today is teacher value, beliefs, and attitude. Welcome, Ms. Gulafsha, on board. Our next panelist for today is Ms. Hina Ali Sheikh.
Me.
Ms. Hina has earned Ms. Hina has earned her post-graduation in educational leadership and management from Zappos University. She is innovative entrepreneur with concentration in education and youth engagement. Currently, she is working as a part of an NGO World Team as an education specialist and looking after the quality assurance domain in formal and non-formal education. Prior to this, she was associated with USAID projects and responsible for monitoring, assessing, and evaluating, validating, and reporting the situation of government schools in province of Sindh. Her topic for today is teacher attitudes for this era. Miss would like to welcome Miss Hina. Our last panelist for today is Miss Meher Fatma Kamran. Ms. Meher is a MSc B.Ed certified ECT practitioner and a certified master trainer. She has more than 22 years of experience as a professional in the field of education in corporate sector. She's also a consultant for preschool setup, curriculum developer, and reviewer. She is currently associated with Nasra School as a headmistress and as a master trainer at Teachers Development Center and Neural Huda. Her topic for today is from teacher value, beliefs, and attitude. Transformation in Crisis. Would like to welcome Ms. Meher to Ms. Naila. Over to you, Ms. Naila.
Thank you, Nena. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. It is lovely morning and such a great day to start this beautiful, beautiful panel discussion. Thank you, Nurul Huda Foundation, for making me part of your beautiful innovation, especially Rafia, your hard work throughout these difficult days of pandemic has really been appreciated by everyone. It is lovely to have the 5 panelists who definitely are extremely educated. I feel very humbled in front of them, moderating their discussion. I know that my job is a difficult one because asking these great people questions may lead me towards certain difficulties. Please forgive me if there is anything that I miss out. I welcome everyone on this panel discussion. I welcome the audience, and we would definitely be ready to take questions from you people. But let us start with our discussion first. Leading in crisis, reimagining the future. We are leading into this difficult time. The pandemic has been here. It has been here since 2020, and we are facing those problems. 2020 was a year when we were exploring. 2021 is the year where we have become ready to move on into the new spheres. I would like to start this discussion by asking Ms. Meher the question about transformation of a teacher in the time of crisis. Meher, why do you feel that at this point in time, we have decided that teachers need to transfer or transform, because we have always been thinking about the 21st century skills. However, ye time is position pe, why have we all of a sudden felt that transformation is important? Ji Meher.
Thank you so much, Ms. Naila, and thank you so much for Nurul Huda for providing this platform to me for sharing such of my ideas. Yeah, definitely the transformation process is not the new one. Basically, the teachers are in the process of transformation since so many years. But during this pandemic, the things and the normal situation has become totally changed. The paradigm is totally shift, and the new normals are set. So we were, although in the process of transformation, but that transformation was not of that level that is required in this pandemic situation. So the problem started when the COVID started and hit the world and the globe in 2000 and in February 2019. So the things gradually changes, and the things those were gradually changing stopped suddenly, and we need a drastic change in each and everything of the teaching scenario, teaching strategies, teaching style, teaching needs, learner needs, parents needs. Each and everything was totally changed in this scenario. So the transformation process from gradual to suddenly, rapidly, it boosted up, and the teachers started transforming themselves so rapidly. That was the need of a time, because the transformation process, although we know it's not a sudden happening, it is a gradual process. But due to these scenarios and these situations, the things were needed at the fastest pace. The teachers who were developing themselves in their profession at the slow pace, and they were trying to upgrade their teaching strategies, they are trying to acquire the professional knowledge, they were trying to have the knowledge as per the need of their learners. But the scenario that suddenly shifted the paradigm, and the globe has totally changed. So the transformation process has to be rapid, fast, and it should be the rapid round like this. So it was the need of a time that the teacher has to, if the teacher wants to meet the need of the time, then she has to do this rapid changes in herself being a teacher, not in herself being a teacher, but in her teaching strategies, in teaching styles, in communication skills, in his or her creativity. Each and everything has to be rapid fire round for the teacher. So I think that was
Thank you so much, Meher. This
thank
was
you,
a
Miss.
Thank you for such a detailed answer and clearing the fact that yes, we have been going through this change for a long time. It was gradual, but the pandemic has made us understand the rapidity of this whole scenario, and we have to understand that there is no way that we can now take the luxury of saying, "हाँ हम change हो जाएंगे, आहिस्ता आहिस्ता हो जाएंगे." There's no such thing
Exactly.
as ahista ahista in our life now. So
Yeah.
moving on for this discussion, Hina, if I can now ask you this, since Meher has been talking about the rapid changes and the fact that now the teachers need to take the lead. They are no longer the simple people who are going in the classroom and imparting a lesson. Now they are the leaders. So what attributes do you think that a teacher needs to inculcate in herself? We talk about students and the 21st century skills. We have those in ourselves. So Hina, if I can request you to talk about the attributes that teachers need to have in themselves.
First of all, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for providing me this opportunity to share my views with everyone.
Hina, can you hear me?
Yes. Am I audible? मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, Hina
Okay.
and Miss Naila, you both are audible.
Okay, thank you. So I was first of all I was saying thank you so much for providing me this opportunity to have such a great debates and discussion related to teacher leadership, which is of course need of time. और अब हमें जो है उस डायरेक्शन में सोचना चाहिए कि जो है टीचिंग इज नॉट लिमिटेड टू द क्लासरूम ओनली बट इट इज बिकम द ग्लोबल चैलेंज एंड अपॉर्चुनिटी एज वेल. अगर अच्छा टीचर होगा, अच्छा उस्ताद होगा तो वो हम अपनी एक ग्लोबल रिकॉग्निशन बना सकते हैं, और अगर नहीं है तो हमें बहुत से एट्रीब्यूट्स, वैसे तो बहुत से स्किल्स हैं लेकिन मेरा क्योंकि फोकस टॉपिक है एट्रीब्यूट्स पे, तो उन पे हमें काम करना होगा. So what are those attributes? I think there are many attributes which includes previously भी हम attributes पे बात करते रहे हैं, जो मैं थोड़ा सा उस पे एक रोशनी डालूंगी, जिसमें हमारी होती है कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स. हम प्रीवियसली भी बोलते रहे और इसके अलावा जो है टीचर को एम्पैथी होनी चाहिए और सेल्फ डेवलपमेंट होनी चाहिए. बट नाउ एट current era because we see the world as more like a global village, so and that one of the strongest attribute of the teacher is to become a global citizen. It means कि आपका जो टीचर है, जो उस्ताद है, वो अब सिर्फ एक क्लासरूम से, जैसे हमने बात की, महदूद नहीं रहा, बल्कि उसको पूरे जो ग्लोबली एक्वायर्ड कुछ एट्रीब्यूट्स हैं जो लेने चाहिए, और लेने इसलिए चाहिए कि अभी जो हमारा टाइम चल रहा है उसमें वी आर इन प्रोसेस ऑफ लर्निंग एंड अनलर्निंग एंड रीलर्निंग. तो उसमें जो टीचर हैं जो वो उस चीज को एट्रीब्यूट्स को नहीं अडॉप्ट करेंगे या उस ग्लोबल पार्टनर सिटीजनशिप की तरफ नहीं जाएंगे, प्रोबेबली वो पीछे रह जाएं. So it's a need of time, first of all. The second, one of the strongest attribute which I find that a 21st century teacher should have is communication skill. पहले भी important था, but it was limited to the classroom. तो क्लासरूम की हद तक तो वो था कि बच्चा है, लर्नर है, और उसके साथ हमने कनेक्ट होना है और उसको जो है वो मैसेज कम्युनिकेट होना चाहिए और वो डिकोड कर सके उस मैसेज को. लेकिन when we are in this era where everything in our hands, like हमारे पास गैजेट्स हैं, हमारे पास लैपटॉप्स हैं, हमारे पास आईपैड्स हैं, everything is in our hands, तो हमें उसको कैसे लेके चलना है और उसके लिए हमें क्या एक तो ऑब्वियसली टेक्निकल स्किल्स रिक्वायर्ड है, बट उसके साथ साथ हाउ टू कम्युनिकेट with every you have to develop your soft skills with respect to communication. You have to know how to deliver what you are saying. Then what other is saying, you need to be more respondent to that, and as I said कि global level पे. अच्छा, तीसरी जो हमें चीज इनकैलकुलेट which I have seen observed in many aspects कि as a teacher जो है वो हमें जो चीज अडॉप्ट करनी पड़ेगी एंड देन अडेप्ट करनी पड़ेगी. अडेप्टेबिलिटी इज आल्सो अनदर पार्ट जो हमें करनी पड़ेगी. दैट इज इंक्लूसिविटी. लाइक पहले हम क्लासरूम में होते थे तो वन क्लासरूम वाज एक्सक्लूसिव और फिर हमने शायद कुछ और भी पढ़ा दिया, लेकिन अब because the things are changing and people are actually uniforming or uniting a lot of thought processes, उससे क्या होता है कि आप participatively and collaboratively चीजों को जब learn करते हैं, then you have your own perspective with the learning part. You actually take the things from others and then you give your perspective and learn from them. So that kind of things to include and to become a collaborative. So these are the important, some of the important attributes which I think are important for the teachers for 21st century.
Thank you, Hina, for very effectively describing what attributes are required for the teachers. मैं आप ही से थोड़ा सा एक बहुत छोटी सी एक सवाल पूछना चाहूंगी, and then we'll move on to the next panelist. हम कहते हैं ये सब एट्रीब्यूट्स होने चाहिए, कम्युनिकेशन भी होनी चाहिए, इंक्लूसिविटी भी होनी चाहिए, कोलैबोरेशन भी होनी चाहिए, कोऑर्डिनेशन भी होनी चाहिए, ये बड़ी सारी स्किल्स हैं. Who do you think is responsible for inculcating them in us, the teachers? स्टूडेंट्स तक तो हम टीचर्स ले जाएंगे, हमारे अंदर इन चीजों में ये है तो हमारे अंदर ये छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं जो हमारे अंदर मौजूद हैं, इन्हें एनहांस करने के लिए, इन्हें मजीद बढ़ाने के लिए, इन्हें मजीद इफेक्टिव बनाने के लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी किसकी है? अगर आप बहुत ब्रीफली हमें ये बता दें.
This is very interesting thing. I think this is the most important responsible person in your life is yourself. So जो सबसे जो self driven and self responsibility है, if we are not able to self evaluate, self responsible, self develop person, chances हैं कि हम फिर we start to have a blame game. So मेरे हिसाब से when you are a teacher and when you call yourself leader or actually not you want to become a leader, so first a very foremost important decision in your life is to be a person who is self-driven, accountable and self-responsible. तो उससे जो है आप ऐसी चीजें कर सकते हैं और क्योंकि आप रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ले रहे हैं, आप उस चीज को लर्न करने की, या आप हो सकता है टाइम लें उस चीज को समझने में, which is fine, but आप एटलीस्ट यू आर टेकिंग दिस रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑन यू, दैट कोई और आके मुझे नहीं बताएगा या किसी और की ये रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं है. तो पहले आप खुद करें, फिर आप इस काबिल भी हम अपने आप को कहें कि हाँ भाई अब हम इस स्टेज में हैं, देन वी कैन एक्चुअली से विद पोलाइट ऑफ कोर्स जेस्चर कि वो करे और अच्छे तरीके से उसको करे. सो आई थिंक दैट इज माय आंसर.
थैंक यू हिना, वेरी वेल सेड. अगर हम टीचर्स हैं और टीचर्स इस दौर में लीडर्स हैं, तो फिर जब तक अकाउंटेबल हम अपनी इन चीजों के लिए खुद नहीं होंगे, वी कैन नॉट एक्सपेक्ट आवर स्टूडेंट्स टू बी अकाउंटेबल. मूविंग ऑन टू गुलफ्शा सिद्दीकी. गुलफ्शा, टीचिंग आर्ट है, अगर टीचिंग आर्ट है तो आर द टीचर्स कंसिडर्ड टू बी द परफॉर्मिंग आर्टिस्ट्स?
Assalamu alaikum, Naila. Thank you so very much for giving this question to me, because yes, teaching is art. We usually take teaching as a scientific process, but teaching, for me, teaching is an art, and teachers are performing artists, as Hina just said, that in teachers who will going to inculcate these qualities or these attributes. So teachers need to rediscover, discover or uncover the peculiar strategies, teaching strategies, teaching methodologies through which they can teach their children. And this can only be happen if teachers are artists, because an artist can find out, can rediscover or discover her or himself. So for me, yes, teachers are artists, definitely.
Thank you, Gulafsha. Teachers are artists, and performing art is something that teachers need to now make part of their life. We have always been artists. हम हर सीन, हर मोड, हर मॉडल के हिसाब से अपना स्ट्रैटेजी, अपनी पैडागॉजी बदलते हैं. हम उस हिसाब से अलग अलग जगहों पर जाते हैं और तभी हम इफेक्टिव होते हैं. आलमगीर, आपकी तरफ आते हैं. When we talk about artists and when we talk about effective leadership, how do you think this term effective leadership or effective teacher is taken by different people? There are three stakeholders in this whole process of teaching and learning: the teacher, the student, and the parent. How do you think this terminology, effective teacher, is taken by different stakeholders? Alamgir, I think आपका mic बंद है.
Thank you very much, Ms. Naila Abidi, for the wonderful question. Actually, effective, the term that we usually talk about, the effective teaching style, it has so many dimensions. Initially, it was started that the teacher should leave the role of isolation from classroom and it should come out of the classroom to contribute to activities out of the classroom. Apart from that, they must be responsible to contribute in curriculum and so many other development activities in schools. One other perception was very dominant, that was the sharing of power. But this is not all about actually sharing of power, but the real theme that we usually talk about that really the parents and student actually expect from teachers to have, that is the outcome, the academic outcome in his classrooms. So we need to really, the key role still lies in classrooms. Apart from other roles that an effective teacher have, still we need to work in classroom to contribute maximum. Let me give you one example. For example, like this is a very common definition these days. The teachers are the spearhead in implementing education teachers. And similarly, we always keep one thing in mind, that the success of students is closely associated with the teacher's performance in a classroom. However, we have the same curriculum. You can analyze different schools in our same locality. They have the same curriculum, but the outcomes are totally based on the practitioner's role and their interaction with the students. So apart from the different dimensions and attributes that our colleague has discussed today, we still need to focus on classroom activities. Like teacher must be sufficiently trained to use innovative pedagogies in the classroom. Just give me one example that recently I was making a research about.
Alamgir, can I
Finland
request you to
education
speak?
system.
Sorry, Alamgir, can I request you to speak a little louder? We are getting this request from the
Okay.
audience as well. They find it difficult to hear you. थोड़ा सा louder चाहिए.
So can you just hear me now? Because let's
Yes,
see.
yes, very
Hello,
nice.
is it clear now?
Ji, it
Okay,
is.
okay, thank you. So I was talking about that. I was just having a research related to Finland education system, who's dominating the system and the outcome all over the world since last 10 years. I just observed that their academic timing in schools is lesser than Pakistani time and even other developed countries of the world. Similarly, their classroom timings, like mathematics, which is very common all over the world, the same subject, their academic timing is lesser than Pakistani and Asian countries. Similarly, their school timing is lesser than Pakistani timing, but their outcome is quite influential. I mean, very protective. So, what might be the core reason? And when there are so many factors involved in this outcome, but one of the dominant factor that is actually the teacher leadership role of an effective teacher in a classroom, like maximizing learning outcome. Like the classroom learning outcome is totally associated with the innovative pedagogical work of a teacher. कि एक टीचर किस तरह innovative pedagogies लेकर आते हैं, how can he or she maximize the actually learning time. So learning time actually varies from class to classroom, from school to school, and from countries to countries. So the success lies the outcome, the academic, which is really the core area of a teacher leader, that to work on maximizing learning outcome in the classroom. तो अब लर्निंग जो टाइम है उसको मैक्सिमाइज करना है, एकेडमिक स्कूल टाइमिंग से और अच्छा करिकुलम लाने से जो हमारे ऑब्जेक्टिव से वो अचीव नहीं हो सकते हैं, उसके लिए हमें उस तरफ जाना होगा. क्योंकि मैं उसकी वजह बताऊं कि हमारे पास कोई सर्टेन फार्मूला नहीं है. वी डू नॉट हैव एनी एग्जैक्ट फार्मूला or particular policy or no exact set of procedures that will work with everyone in every situation, in every school. So like Ms. Gulabshan was talking about the artist, the evaluation of a work of art is totally subjective and very much dependent on one's individual perspective. So classroom and school leadership cannot follow a stir and serve recipe all the time. So if a teacher is not performing their teacher leadership role, I mean, while bringing innovative techniques, methodologies, pedagogies in the classroom, the outcomes of the classroom will remain the same. So every teacher must have a competition to maximize the learning outcomes as best as they can while bringing their own pedagogies without the clash of a school system so that the learning time can be maximized. The core objective, again, apart from all the activities, all the dimensions we have discussed so far, is maximizing learning outcome. And that is only possible when the teacher is trained enough and enthusiastic enough, and also the change, perceiving himself or herself to be in the role of change agent, then the learning outcome can be maximized.
Thank you so much, Alamgir. Very well said. Maximizing things and getting trained is what it is important. As we have already discussed, accountability hamari hai, very well said. Ki jab tak as teachers and leaders we do not take accountability of our own training, of our own understanding, we cannot do that. Rafia gave us an excellent platform where we can all get enhanced with our training. Sara, aapki taraf aate hain. The topic of our discussion today is all about teacher as a leader. The first question that I would like you to expand upon is, how would you describe self-leadership? What exactly is the term self-leadership all about? We hear it a lot, but a lot of people are still very confused about it.
I think first of all, good morning, everybody. It's 2:30, where I am located. So 2:30 a.m. and it's 11:30, in Pakistan. So, I mean, bear with me if I'm a little, dizzy in my head. But the thing is, I guess all my colleagues have talked, in this panel, talked a lot about leadership and have summed up, a lot of the things that I wanted to say. But again, I would just say that, we talk a lot about, as teachers, we need to do this to be the role models, but we don't have a role model for our own selves. What is the motivation behind us to be, self-led and self-governed? I mean, do we have any footsteps to follow where we can accomplish ourselves? And again, a lot of people are looking up to us. So self-leadership is all about exploring yourself, believing in yourself. It is all about, yourself as your own role model, and then identifying your strengths, your weaknesses, and based on your strengths, exploring where your path is going to direct you to, what your passions are, what you want to achieve in life. It is all about prioritizing yourself first, and then in leadership we talk a lot about serving others and being the motivation for others to do the good, to do the development that is required around us. But in self leadership, it is all about self governing and self developing yourself. And with that you need the motivation. And I was just listening to the first session that was there, and Mike talked about Steve Jobs. And again, when we talk about examples like Steve Jobs, etc., he was not a good grader, he was not a high achiever. Again, when we talk about leaders, we always look at success stories that are inspirational, in the sense that either they had good grades, or they had they studied at the most elitist universities. We don't talk about grassroots level leadership. We don't talk about people who are coming from the bottom, and then they have the motivation to go forward and achieve their success in life. That is what self leadership is all about. A person studying in a yellow school, and that person goes to the next level and achieve something in life, is a high achiever. That is what self leadership is all about. So these are some examples. I'll discuss more in detail during my presentation. And
thank you, Sara. That was a very detailed and very comprehensive answer. Alamgir Sahab, I'm coming back to you. There's a question and something that we discussed briefly before when we were discussing this whole panel thing. The question is very, very important. how can one maximize the learning outcome, especially in this time? I'm putting two questions together. We are now no longer teaching face-to-face. We are doing online teaching. So how can we maximize learning outcome, keeping in mind that we are teaching online? अभी भी हम ऑनलाइन पे जा चुके हैं, हम ऑनलाइन बड़े हैं, हम एक दूसरे से बात कर सकते हैं. फिर भी मेरा बड़ा दिल चाह रहा है कि मेरे 500 पैनलिस्ट मेरे सामने होते, बड़ा मजा आता बात करने में. लेकिन ऑनलाइन टीचिंग है, it's here to stay. So how do we maximize this online learning on the outcomes of the online? Ji Alamgir sir.
Well, thank you very much, Naila. That was the question I was expecting actually from the audience and even from the panelists. This is not maximization of learning outcome, because learning outcome you can just evaluate after the assessment. But the most important thing before coming towards the learning outcome is maximizing learning time in classroom. I mean, how we can maximize the learning time? For example, if I suddenly visit a classroom and I see that all the students are involved in activities at the same time, the productive planned activities. And when I go to one class, there was one student, he was making a speech and the rest was listening. So the class which is productive would be the one where the maximum participation of all the students are at the same time. So we can have, there is a formula for that, and I have written that formula myself, never read in the books. Okay, there is actually a kind of research कि अगर listening है तो उसमें 5% learning है, interaction के अंदर कितनी learning है, reading जो है activity है तो उसकी 50% learning है, teaching others जो है वो 90% learning ratio है. So I would observe that what kind of activities I bring in my classroom. The lecture activity, was it duration of the lecture? Then one-to-one interaction or group interaction. Similarly, I would just observe कि किस एक्टिविटी जो मैं क्लास में अरेंज कर रहा हूँ उसकी लर्निंग टाइम, लर्निंग आउटकम क्या है जो कि स्टैंडर्ड्स पे है. सो आई वुड ऑब्जर्व देयर इज अ क्लासरूम वेयर देयर इज 90% लेक्चर एंड वन स्कूल देयर इज group work, like they have discussion group and there is peer interactions, right? And they are given some individual tasks where there is maximum interactions. एक क्लास है जहाँ पे जिक्सो एक्टिविटीज करवाई जा रही है, देयर इज वन वेयर इज ओनली रीडिंग अलाउड एक्टिविटी और ऑन द रेस्ट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स आर लिसनिंग क्वेश्चन आंसर्स. So maximization is closely related towards your pedagogies, the innovative pedagogical activities that you bring into classroom. तो अब आपने देखना है आप जो प्लान कर रहे हैं वो प्लानिंग में आप अपनी लर्निंग टाइम को मैक्सिमाइज कर रहे हैं या कम कर रहे हैं, या आपका पिछला जो लेसन प्लान था आने वाला लेसन प्लान उससे कितना बेहतर है. हैव यू मैक्सिमाइज योर लर्निंग टाइम और नॉट, या अभी तक आपने लेक्चर के ऊपर या वन टू वन इंटरेक्शंस के ऊपर इक्तिफा किया हुआ है. So this is all actually we need to plan, and there is certain formula for that, and I will share the formula sometime, inshallah. I have designed if I have a chance. Thank you.
Thank you, Alamgir. Very comprehensive answer. Gulafshan, if I can come back to you, there is a question from the panel and a question that has been really pinching me as well. Values that we talk about that we have in teachers. There are students who have problem, who do not perform the way we expect them to perform, and then we talk about कि जी इनको hard work करना नहीं आता, घर से support नहीं है, लेकिन एक set of values हैं जिन पर हम बात करते हैं, जो हम 21st century skills पे बात करते हैं, हम attributes पे बात करते हैं. How do you think we can inculcate these values and these beliefs in the students as well for them to maximize their learning? जी Gulafshan, आपका माइक बंद है, खोल लीजिएगा.
Exactly. Ji Naina. Naina, before inculcating these values and beliefs in our students, we need to inculcate these values and beliefs in us also. And the way or the different ways through which we can establish these or inculcate these values in our students, there are different ways. Like if I talk about the literature or the language, so that can be taught through drama. Educational theaters can be established in these schools. Then we have different storytelling sessions through which we give them moral stories to these students, and the values can be inculcated through that. So there are many different ways, like as I just talked about, the different short stories, the autobiographies, the dramas, that has some moral values. Only through that we can inculcate the values. But the other important thing, that being teacher, we need to be a role model. When we are saying that my child should have these kind of values or beliefs, then being a teacher, I should have those values and beliefs also. If I do not be a role model for my students, then believe me, they will not learn, because whatever we say, children learn from the actions, not from the words. So before inculcating the values in students, we need to inculcate those values in ourselves also. So that is very important, whether it's a value of compassion or a passion, and a continuous learning, because you cannot be a great teacher. A person can be a teacher, but you can only become a great teacher with a few values and beliefs. And for that, the experience, the continuous learning is very much important. And that continuous learning will lead to you to that place, that I believe.
Thank you,
I just
Gulafshan.
want to add one thing, Ms. Naila, if you give me the
Sure.
permission.
Ji,
That
ji,
way said Gulafshan, a great teacher always teaches with heart, not from the books. So that was really a great saying.
That is why, Ms. Meher, I said that teachers are artists, because basically they paint the whole picture, because they shape up the personality and the minds of these students. That's why we call teachers artists, because they create a sculpture.
Very well said, Gulafshan and Meher. Teachers are artists. Teachers perform. Teachers become role model. When we talk about theatre, we do not mean the actual theatre. Educational theatre is something that can be part and parcel of our everyday learning from grade nursery till A level. So theatre is being more of a role model. Hina, coming back to you. A question that has been in my mind and in questions that have been asked. When we talk about inclusivity, हम बहुत ये terminology इस्तेमाल करते हैं कि हमारे schools inclusive नहीं हैं. हम जब inclusivity की बात करते हैं, how do you think teachers के लिए inclusivity का perception है, and how do you think parents inclusivity को देखते हैं? This is a terminology which again has become a buzzword in 21st century. How would you explain inclusivity in from the perspective of teachers and parents? Hina.
Achha, that's a very interesting question, and I would say a bit of subjective question. इसको थोड़ा सा हम unfold करते हैं. देखिए, if we define inclusivity as inclusivity, inclusive का मतलब है कि आपको सबको साथ लेके चलना है. In a simple words, more simple. जब सबको साथ लेके चलने की बात होती है, तो आपकी बहुत सारी हमारी बात attributes, skills और बहुत सारी leadership traits पे हो रही हैं. So we have to inclusive in many ways. Inclusivity in terms of our traits, our attributes and skills. अब जब हम parenting की बात करते हैं, तो क्योंकि because हम attributes के साथ connect होते हैं, तो if we are humble, we have empathy, we have such attributes जो कि parents को, community को, और especially when I was working and I am working with the underserved areas, जहाँ पे community की involvement और inclusivity बहुत important है. यानी कि वहाँ पे जब तक आप उन लोगों को इस चीज के बारे में बावर नहीं कराएंगे कि आपका बच्चा जो है वो आउट ऑफ स्कूल है और वो वापस स्कूल में आके और उसे पढ़ना चाहिए, वो इंक्लूसिव मॉडल के बगैर तो चल ही नहीं सकता. तो यहाँ पे जब हम बात करते हैं, तो वो ट्रेड्स जहाँ पे एम्पैथी, कम्युनिकेशन, चैनलाइजिंग योर इंफॉर्मेशन, कि मैं अगर पेरेंट्स को कम्युनिकेट करना चाहती हूँ तो क्या वो उस चीज से सेटिस्फाइड है, क्योंकि उसका बच्चा यानी पेरेंट का बच्चा जो है वो लर्नर है एक स्कूल में, तो वो डायरेक्टली तो नहीं देख रहा, लेकिन वो इनडायरेक्टली उससे ऑब्जर्व भी कर रहा है, उसके एटीट्यूड्स और बिहेवियर से भी उस चीज को उसको मद्देनजर रखते हुए देख रहा है कि ये बच्चा जो मेरा बच्चा जा रहा है उस एनवायरनमेंट में, क्या वो सीख रहा है, नहीं सीख रहा, क्या सीख रहा है, सही सीख रहा है, गलत सीख रहा है. सो उस सारे प्रोसेस में तो इंक्लूसिविटी इज नॉट जस्ट अबाउट कि आपने पेरेंट्स को बता दिया कि आज मीटिंग हो गई. आपको पूरा अपना जेस्चर, बॉडी लैंग्वेज, आपकी लर्निंग स्किल्स, योर एट्रीब्यूट्स, योर सेट ऑफ स्किल्स एक्चुअली द रिफ्लेक्शन इन अ चाइल्ड, और वो रिफ्लेक्शन जाके देता है अपनी पेरेंट्स में. तो इस तरीके से एक साइकिल है। तो मैं हमेशा इंक्लूसिविटी को बहुत ब्रॉडर और सब इसीलिए मैंने स्टार्ट में कहा कि बहुत सब्जेक्टिव चीजें में इन्वॉल्व हो जाती है और हमें वन बाय वन अनफोल्ड करना पड़ता है। तो मेरे हिसाब से इंक्लूसिविटी इज नॉट जस्ट to have a communication but to have to understand the process and then to उस लेवल पे जाके अगर मैं एक प्राइवेट स्कूल में हूँ उसमें मेरी इंक्लूसिविटी शायद यहाँ पे क्योंकि अर्बन सेटिंग में डिफरेंट मेरा एक इंक्लूसिव बिहेवियर होगा या एक अप्रोच होगी। लेकिन अगर मैं एक आउट ऑफ स्कूल बच्चे के साथ जाके और वहां पे मुझे टीचर को भी बताना है, अगर मैं टीचर लीडर हूँ यानी मैं हेड ऑफ स्कूल हूँ और उस कम्युनिटी को भी कन्विंस करना है, तो देन आई वुड हैव अ डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ इंक्लूसिविटी मॉडल। सो आई थिंक इट्स मोर ओपन एंडेड थिंग।
Thank you, Hina. I 100% agree with you. It's a very open-ended thing. Inclusivity has become a difficult thing for teachers, the management and parents to understand. लेकिन शायद, as you just said, कि हम अगर अपनी इस चीज को subjectivity को अपनी total complete communication जिसमें body gesture भी शामिल है, जिसमें facial gestures भी शामिल है, जिसमें हमारी verbal communication भी शामिल है, if we do include all of that, perhaps we would be able to make certain changes and move on from there. Sarah, if I can now come back to you, हमारे पास actually time limited है, so I am trying to get the maximum out of everyone so that we keep to the time, because I understand कि जो हमारे organizers हैं वो घड़ी को लेके बैठे होंगे क्योंकि हम बहुत तेजी से टाइम पे कम होते जा रहे हैं। Sarah, very quickly, if you can tell me, हम सबके अंदर लीडर है मौजूद है, how do we enhance टूल्स बता दें, क्योंकि ये एक सवाल है जो टीचर सोचता है कि मैं वो कौन से टूल्स है जिसका इस्तेमाल करूं, लीडर तो मैं हूं, how do I enhance? So if you very quickly tell us something about the tools that we can use.
First of all, I wanted to answer to Hina's question as well, but I know there's limited time. That is inclusivity ka jo concept international hai, that is very different than what we are talking about in Pakistan about inclusivity. Inclusiveness means, being flexible and adopting, different traits that the child possesses and being open and adapting to that, first of all, that is what inclusiveness means. Unfortunately, in Pakistan, both teachers and parents are not equipped to handle, inclusiveness. When I was working for Special Olympics Pakistan, that is the first time we talked about inclusive education. And that's where we talked about having mainstream children and intellectually challenged children together in the same, platform. But our teachers were not, equipped. And it's not the teacher's responsibility and not the teacher's fault. It is basically the responsibility of the government as well as, the educational, departments, etc., to provide the right infrastructure to have inclusiveness in your classrooms. So that is what, inclusiveness is all about, that we are talking about internationally. Secondly, we do not identify the different traits that, the children have in terms of the different, this is the first time when I'm living in Canada, I came across the term ADHD, which is never heard in, Pakistan. That is basically, we always say, ye badtameez bachcha hai, isko piche bithao, isko kuch nahi aata. We just are not willing to deal with that. That is basically a behavioral problem. And that happens in your house, in your, room, in your classroom, in your school. You see, children standing outside the class because they are termed as badtameez. They are termed as talkative. They are termed as, literally all sorts of behavioral issues they are labeled with. And we're not willing to, deal with those challenges that that child is facing. And I myself, as a student, have gone through those challenges. I was very talkative, very, not willing to sit in one seat, for a very long period of time. I'm sorry, I'm not getting back to your, main answer. Main question. I will get back to that, but I also wanted to, say that we need to change mindsets of not just teachers. We need to change mindsets of the whole entire, educational system that we have, in Pakistan. Only that way we will be at par with international standards if you're talking about 21st century skills and the UN Millennium Development Goals that are there. So that is what I wanted to, answer regarding, inclusiveness, because inclusiveness is a whole different spectrum that we are talking about when it comes to education. Secondly, when we talk about leadership and self-leadership tools that are available, there are tons of tools, that are available online with the COVID, and definitely, the online model. The thing is, the virtual world is open to us, and there are many, online softwares, there are many online platforms that are available, where we can, access things free of cost to self develop ourselves. First of all, there's a Google Educator as a, platform where you can, as educators, develop yourself, have a certified, training course through Google, which equips you with, all the gadgets that a school is requiring, in this post-pandemic, situation where everything is going virtual. And like, trust me, this is not, settling back. We are, for the next 2 to 3 years, we are going to be in this bubble, and it is going to go on. So the better the teachers, equip themselves with the technological skills, that is very important. That is one way of self-leadership. That is, make yourself technically equipped and sound. I would say in Pakistan, we are lucky that the internet is the cheapest. You'll be surprised to hear this. We say that, a lot of times we hear that, internet is so expensive, it is pathetic. Trust me, I'm living in Canada right now. Internet is
Tara, sorry for interrupting you because we are very fast running out of time. So if you can very quickly, I'm so sorry for doing this, but if you can very, very quickly sum it up, and in the chat box, if you can write some of the websites so that people
So
can take it from there.
I'll provide the links to those websites. Besides that,
Yeah,
there are
please.
different organizations where you can register yourself and attend different professional development courses. Nurul Huda is one academy. There are there's SPELT, there's Society for International Education, there's ITA, there's a whole list of organizations, TDC, TLC, and TRC. So these are organizations where teachers can register without the support of their organizations that they are working at. As far as I'm concerned, the US mission in Pakistan offers nearly 30 different exchange programs for mid-career professionals, where there are different scholarships that are fully funded for academic development as well as professional development for teachers. You can reach out to United States Education Foundation of Pakistan, as well as my colleague Hamza Lakhani, who's the cultural affairs specialist right now. There are 30 different exchanges that are being offered. We have the largest access program in Pakistan that is being offered worldwide, and we have sent so many teachers and students through those programs. So these are some of the opportunities that are there for self leadership, and you do not require the approval of your school or organization that you are.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for this detailed answer. I am sure that people who were concerned about the tools are now well aware of exactly how easy it is for you to go into websites which are really not very expensive or are totally free. And you can register yourself, get yourself co-trained. I have 1,000 more questions from the panel. I'm sure the audience has 1,000 more questions, but time is a major constraint. To sum up our discussion today, what we need to understand is that if we want to be the true teachers, we have to turn our inbuilt leadership skills into our outbound skills and let our students get the maximum of that. We cannot expect people to do it for us. We have to take the accountability of ourselves. All 5 panelists have spoken about all of these things beautifully. They have all spoken about how easy it is and how difficult it is. These are trying times, friends and colleagues, we need to work on these particular skills ourselves. Don't look at your management. Don't look up to the government. Remember, teaching is not just a profession. It is a vocation. हम टीचर बनते हैं क्योंकि हमारे दिल ने हमसे कहा था, इसलिए मत बनो टीचर क्योंकि आसान है, 8 से 2 बजे है। नहीं भाई, नहीं बहन, 8 से 2 का टाइम नहीं है, 8 से 2 में काम नहीं होता। ये 24/7 जॉब है। घर ले जाते हैं हम अपनी इन सारी चीजों को, घर ले जाते हैं हम अपने सारे मसाइल को। थैंक यू सो मच नूरुल हुदा फाउंडेशन, थैंक यू सो मच राफिया मुदस्सिर, थैंक यू so much all the panelists for being there, for making this into a beautiful, beautiful discussion. I wish we had hours and hours of it. I would request Rafia to give us more time, some other time on your platform, and we can talk about this. I am extremely humbled.
Naila, I just wanted to add that you still have time, and there are a number of questions in the chat. Yes, we have time till
it's
12:45.
11:45, Rafia.
It
is 11:45.
Yeah, it is till it was 1.5 hour discussion till 12:45, and we have a couple of questions which you people can take up. Nana is going to share those questions, and the panelists, please stay to answer. Sarah, if you want to rest and sleep, I know it's almost past midnight. It's okay. So you can give your concluding remarks and leave if you want to rest. The rest of the panelists are in Karachi. माशाल्लाह से तो बैठे हैं आप और जवाबात दें सारे टीचर्स के, क्योंकि बहुत सारों ने हाथ भी उठाए हुए थे, तो हम बोले जा रहे थे तो हम उनको देख ही नहीं रहे थे। उन बेचारों को मैंने फिर लिखा कि इसके बाद हम आपको जवाब देते हैं। So let's wait and answer them. Okay, so Sarah, your concluding remarks, and then Nana will ask the questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I really, appreciate being part of this, wonderful discussion. It was very, interesting, and I'm happy to, answer the questions. I'm dropping my email address in the chat. Those of you who have any, queries, I'm happy to, address them. Just drop me an email, and I would be able to respond to you. Thank you so much, and thank you, Rafia, for providing this wonderful, opportunity to be a part of this, panel discussion. Have a great day. This is 3 a.m., for me. So
yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Sarah. I didn't have the idea, but I thought it was, yeah, I thought कि आपका भी ऐसा ही टाइम है जैसे माइक का था, तो वो 9 and 9 था, तो आपका जो है ज़्यादा लेट हो गया।
Yeah.
अच्छा, you are in, okay, चलें, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So we can go on to the questions from the chat. जी, Alamgir साहब से question है by Sumaira. Kindly put the question about effective online assessment evaluation. वो chat में डालने के।
Yes, okay. The question is related to online assessment, right? And that how we can effectively conduct the assessment and evaluation. Actually, as far as my experience, that because right now I'm associated with the ICRA University for online teaching, and we have the software that is Blackboard for online facilitation. Again, the key that is related to assessment, what I would suggest all of my actually colleagues here, that is the assessment is always aligned with the objective we set. There should be a great alignment between your set objectives and the assessment techniques and tools that you actually take for your assessment process. So first you need to make this alignment, that whether your activities and your assessment techniques or tools that you bring is really aligned with the objectives or not. Apart from that, we have to consider in the middle, which is called the black box sometimes, and or usually there is a logic. आपने भी logic सुना होगा कि जी अच्छा सा curriculum लेकर आए, अच्छी सी planning करें, classroom की environment है, लेकिन जब desired objective achieve नहीं होते तो at the end जाके बात आती है there is something in the middle in a blackboard, that is teachers, quality teachers. इसका मतलब है कि teachers की quality सही है, सारी बात आखिर में teachers के ऊपर आ जाती है. So teachers, what teachers has, that is actually your innovative pedagogies. You need to go beyond that, what the teacher, the school has planned for you. Let's coming toward back to my topic, that is online assessment. So हमारा जो key है, which I'm actually taking is a very serious key, that is a maximum interaction. वन थिंग इज मैक्सिमम इंटरेक्शन. अच्छा, मैंने लर्निंग टाइम की चूंकि बहुत ज़्यादा बात कर ली थी, मैं दोबारा उस पर थोड़ा सा कहना चाहूँगा. अगर हम 2 जुमलों के अंदर लर्निंग टाइम को बात करें कि वो उसको कैसे मैक्सिमाइज किया जा सकता है, तो द 2 वर्ड्स आर मैक्सिमम involvement, maximum interaction. Maximum involvement in activities and maximum interaction. That is not only teacher to teacher interaction, but student to student interactions at the same time. Not only one-to-one interaction works a lot. It's not that productive. Let's coming toward online sessions. Actually, we need to maintain interactions, right, with the students. Not only a lecture-based sessions. पहली बात तो है कि हम pedagogies की बात कर रहे हैं, assessment की तरफ आते हैं. Usually what I do actually, Blackboard, I connect my WhatsApp group. At the same time, I also open different other sources so that I can give assignments. And if the students can submit quickly on the WhatsApp, that is good idea. So I connect my WhatsApp with my online session like Zoom sessions or Meet and like that, so that the students can directly respond. They can write and they can just screenshot and share in the group. And what happens, one more important thing about the assessment feedback, that is to give your student personalized feedback. Do not give a general feedback because that sometimes does not work. So give every student personalized feedback, which is highly productive. So all the activities, even yesterday I was conducting a session related to writing thesis statement, how we can write thesis statement. So I gave the task in chat box and the student wrote the thesis statement in paragraph and screenshot in the WhatsApp group. And then I personally give them the feedback. And the feedback was not only from teacher side, but that was a collaborative feedback from all the students. And in order to maintain the maximum interaction among the students. So you should not be only
चलिए,
one.
आलमगीर साहब, थैंक यू सो मच. यू हैव गिवन इन डिटेल एंड आई थिंक कि ये आप इनका जो भी लिंक है वो इसमें डाल दीजिए चैट में. Alamgir's topic was teacher as a leader. So what are the aspects that the teacher should be looking at and mastering? तो जो ये बात कर रहे हैं इसमें उससे रिलेट करके आप इसको देखिए, इनके टॉपिक से रिलेट करके. सो व्हाट यू विल अंडरस्टैंड इज दैट द टीचर हैज टू मास्टर not only the teaching strategies to be called a leader, but also how she will be assessing. So होता क्या है, हम पेपर का टाइम आता है तो उठाते हैं टॉपिक्स और पेपर बना देते हैं, but that is not the way assessment should be done. And what he is talking about is the formative assessment that goes on throughout the class. जब क्लास में आप टीचिंग कर रहे हैं, you are doing assessment, चाहे verbally or you are taking notes. I was in a habit of noting down. So to be able to give constructive feedback to students, and again we have a session on that, constructive feedback by teachers. So you will be learning that about that also. Fatma Modi kar rahi hain ye session, so I will not go in detail into that, but I will say that the key tasks of the teacher are the ones where she has to master and practice and keep on improving and enhancing by self-reflection. वो तो कोई भी strategy हो, and again there is no one formula. Every class is a dynamic class. जो आप section A में पढ़ा के निकलेंगे, maybe in section B you have to change. तो आपके अंदर इतनी लीडरशिप स्किल होनी चाहिए, इतनी अंडरस्टैंडिंग होनी चाहिए that you are able to take these decisions कि whether I will continue the lesson of section A in section B or do I need to modify it. That is important. That is what your leadership is. That is what your decision making skills are. That is what your observation skills are, analytical skills हैं. ये सारे skills आपको develop करने की जरूरत है. So to Naina, next question बताइए और किससे पूछा?
Okay, this next question is from Sachal from Karachi. For her, the question is, is virtual education is possible so far in restricted society? So in our restricted society, do we think that we are going to have the virtual education? Is it possible or not? I think the question is for Hina.
I think she wants to ask, can you repeat what exactly she wants to ask?
Well, in virtual education, is virtual education is possible in the restricted society? Current society, okay. Is virtual education, is it possible or it's not?
I think it's very it's not just about the society. It's a technical. हमारे पास जो भी सिस्टम है, वहाँ पे जब हम स्पेशली फार फ्लंग एरियाज में जाते हैं तो वहाँ पे मसला होता है एक्सेस टू इंटरनेट एंड टेक्निकल सपोर्ट. और फिर वहां पे क्या और जो इश्यूज आते हैं वहां पे टीचर्स जो हैं उस कैपेसिटी और उस वजह से नहीं होते क्योंकि दे आर लिविंग इन सर्टेन कम्युनिटी और वहां पे कम्युनिकेशन रोड्स की भी नहीं है, तो चैनलाइज करना उस चीज को बहुत प्रॉब्लम है. सो पॉसिबल है, बट वी हैव टू मेक द प्रैक्टिकल इम्प्लीमेंटेशन विद रिगार्ड टू दैट कि हम उस जगह को जाके उस स्पेस में जाके किस तरीके से अपनी जो चीजें हैं वो नॉलेज है हमारे पास, सारी चीजें मौजूद है, लेकिन हम वहां तक उसको कैसे पहुंचाएं. सो वी हैव टू वर्क ऑन दैट.
Yeah, I will just add on to what Hina said. It's not a matter of society or culture.
Exactly.
It's a matter of equity of resources, and equity of resources is an issue in Pakistan. कि जो बड़े शहर हैं वहाँ तो ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन चल रही है इस वक्त, but the far flung areas, the villages where internet access is not possible. So there the teacher leadership is about taking decisions on how to continue the learning process. So यहाँ पे भी ऐसे schools हैं कराची में भी जिनके यहाँ इंटरनेट नहीं है या कंप्यूटर लैब नहीं है. So what they have done कि उनके teachers उनके बच्चों के they activities और assignments prepare करती हैं, parents आके लेके जाते हैं, अगले हफ्ते submit करते हैं, check होते हैं. In the same way, for government public schools, they are using radio programs, television programs. So different mode and mediums have been used to transfer learning during these trying times. So it depends on the situation of your school, the locality where it is located. Thank you so much, Hina. Next question.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Hina. Our next question is, do school need to establish program for value-based learning, or it is already inbuilt in the students?
Iska main answer.
Question is, okay.
I will answer this. Well, the thing is that values are there. Like I believe as a Muslim, that we are born with goodness in our hearts. So the values are there. लेके पैदा होते हैं, being Muslims, so I can say, and I think सारे religions में there are certain values that are universal in all religions across the globe, across different countries and cultures. And there are some values like honesty, kindness, speaking the truth, being empathetic. ये सब जगह सिखाया जाता है. ये कोई मजहब या कोई मुल्क ऐसा नहीं होगा जहाँ ये बातें नहीं की जाती. So the value base is there. In school, you actually polish it or strengthen it. So जहाँ पे नहीं नजर आ रही, तो value तो है उस बच्चे के अंदर भी, teacher के अंदर भी, head के अंदर भी, but we don't realize कि किस extent तक हमारे अंदर है. So sometimes like we are not very confident, so maybe the self-esteem is low. So we can work on it. So जो values, and this is what we have done practically. Actually, I underwent this program myself. तो आपको लग रहा होता है आप परफेक्ट हैं, आपको सब आता है, आपने बाहर से मास्टर्स किया हुआ है, आपकी 2 डिग्रीज हैं मास्टर्स की और आपने 25 साल पढ़ाया है, लेकिन देयर विल बी अ डे वेयर यू विल बी लो इन सेल्फ एस्टीम. देयर विल बी अ डे व्हेन यू विल नॉट बी एक्सरसाइजिंग रेस्ट्रेंट. मेरे साथ तो बहुत ही होता है जहाँ चीजें रूल रेगुलेशन और डिसिप्लिन से फॉलो नहीं हो रही होती, I lose my temper. So I have to keep on checking that I am exercising restraint and I am not getting hyper or rude, or I am not angry. So the thing is कि हर रोज इसको practice करना है. Intentionally you have to look at yourself कि आज अगर कुछ incident हुआ है या कोई ऐसी चीज है तो आपकी value किस level पे थी, and that is the value based leadership program where you evaluate yourself against a value and you keep on setting goals for yourself to become a better person. तो ये personally भी इंसान खुद भी कर सकता है, लेकिन when you do it in group you get support and you understand कि I'm not the only one. There are other people sailing in the same boat. Like मैंने तो ये सीखा while doing it with children. I was amazed teenagers के साथ कि उन बच्चों की कितनी समझ थी, जबकि हम ये समझते हैं कि उनको इन चीजों का एहसास नहीं होता. So when I did it with teenagers, the realization as a teacher came that they have a lot of understanding about these, और उनसे बात करें तो वो और बेहतर कर सकते हैं. And in the same way when you talk to teachers and others, तो उनका भी यही होता है कि under pressure sometimes we forget to reflect on ourselves, we forget to see where we are or whatever we are doing उसके पीछे मुहरक क्या है, किस वजह से हम react कर रहे हैं या किस वजह से हम कोई चीज कर रहे हैं. And in schools teachers need to be very mindful and intentional. मैंने बहुत सारे टीचर्स को देखा सॉफ्ट बोर्ड डिस्प्ले अच्छा ड्यूटी है तो बना दिया. सॉफ्ट बोर्ड डिस्प्ले का एक मकसद है. So Is your softboard display fulfilling that? Morning assembly, everything that you do in school has a purpose. And as a teacher, you need to understand that. So if you don't understand that, it means कि वो आप सिर्फ duty के तौर पे कर रहे हैं. It is not intentional, and you are not communicating a value to the students. I hope I have given you the answer.
Thank you so much, Ms. Rafia. Our next question from the panelist is, in person, in face-to-face teaching or in online teaching, teachers are facing different kind of problems. So please suggest how to facilitate students as well as in teachers in which to facilitate the students. Maybe Ms. Meher could answer this question.
Yes, sure, why not? Thank you so much, Nana, for putting me this question. Yes, definitely, this is the problem we all are facing, being a teacher, being a learner. Okay, there are lots of hindrances and there are lots of problem in the teaching learning process right now. But being a teacher, what actually have to do in this situation, in this scenario is, okay, first we have to make ourselves self-motivated. And then if we are the self-motivated teachers, then we can motivate our students and the learners at the same pace. There are lots of things available in this situation and scenario as well. There are lots of material online available for engaging the students, for motivating them, there are lots of strategies teachers can adapt. Because initially when the teachers were teaching within the boundaries of the schooling system, the things were quite different. But now they are teaching out of the box, out of the boundaries, not out of the boundaries of the classroom, but out of the boundaries of their schools as well. And they are totally exposed, and they are the fish, like a fish in a bowl. They are exposed from every side. Everybody is watching them very, very keenly and curiously. And there are so many things the teachers can do in this situation, not to train the learners, not to train their students as well, but to train the parents as well, to train the community as well, side by side, while they are teaching their students. So keeping engaged children in their online classes is really a difficult task, I must say. Yes, definitely. It is very much challenging for the teachers right now. No doubt there isn't any doubt about this, but there are lots of resources available right now in the market, in the online system. And one more thing, what I feel as a teacher, as a leader of my school, and as a part of a community, that people have become much more collaborative and cooperative with each other in this situation. So we should take the benefit of this thing, and we should take the benefit of learning of each other, experiences of each other, and we should do the practices with having the lots of experiences of others. तमाम लोगों के experience के साथ we can share our problems. If suppose I am the teacher, I am facing some problem, I can simply go to the Google and search the problem. I can simply upload my question on the Facebook, and lots of multiple ways I can found. Similarly, if I'm having some problem with my student, I can simply go through the media, then lots of windows will open for me. So I think at this time, where the challenges are there, no doubt, but there are lots of opportunities as well if we want to avail as a teacher. So this is the time where the teachers are taking efforts for the learning and upgrading the learning of their students. This is the best time for the teacher self-grooming as well, for their professional development as well, for their improvement as well, for acquiring more knowledge and skills as well. So I think this is the thing we should do like this. Yes, Ji Nana, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss. Thank you so much, Miss Meher. Okay, taking up with the same question, there is another question from Abdullah from Roshan Tara School. He says that even the teachers teachers who are using so many strategy and new technology, there are some students who are still not taking interest in the class. Those are the problematic students, or we could say difficult students. How to deal with those students in the virtual classroom?
Naina, may I answer
Ms.
this?
Meher, if you would like to answer the same
Yeah, sure.
question.
Yes, yes, the same thing what I was saying
Yeah, sure.
in this question. Okay, there are lots of strategies available in the market right now. There are lots of online resources available. First, what we have to do, being a teacher, we have to identify the area of interest of our child. Because if we will understand the need of a child, and if we will treat that child according to the need, then it will be much more easier for the teacher to deal with that type of a children. For example, if the child is not interested in reading, the teacher is having the problem of reading of the student, there are lots of things available. There are lots of games available to enhance the reading skills of the student. What they have to do being a teacher is simply they have to be the researcher. They have to go and research and find out the new ways how to deal with the children. If suppose the child is having the behavior problem and he is still misbehaving in the classrooms, even in the virtual classrooms also, so how to treat that child? There are lots of things available to engage the children even in virtual classes.
I want to add one thing. Sorry to interrupt
Yes,
you,
Pulakya.
Meher. Naina, for me, to create that interest level of the student is very much important for me as a teacher. And there are different activities through which we can teach. Like if I give my example, there was a time when I started teaching. So I only believed in a theoretical knowledge, giving the theory and all. But with the passage of time, I came to know and I realized that my every student is not same, and the learning pattern should be different for every student. So then I changed my strategy and I added different activities. I added different practical work also in that. So yes, in virtual classroom or the virtual method, we have some restrictions, but then again, we can go with different activities in even virtual classroom also. If you want to teach your student literature or the science, if you want to teach the whole digestive process to your student, then you can share a very good video with your student. Plus, you can demonstrate on board the different interesting patterns and sites. So, and as Ms. Meher said, different links of different sites, and you can share those things with them. So the activity-based learning, the project-based learning that we were talking about before also, कि वो जो एक हमारा assessment का set pattern है ना, we need to go beyond that. We need to come towards this side, and that will these kind of learning will help us to assess our students throughout the year. तो फिर जिस तरह का भी pandemic आए, चाहे वो COVID हो या जैसा भी pandemic हो, but we can analyze, we can assess our children throughout the year. हमें एक वो so-called exam की paper की जरूरत नहीं रहेगी. So the different activities teachers need to search, and now there are so much resources, as Ms. Meher already said so.
Yes, one thing I just want to add more, Naina, for doing all these things, first we have to build a good relationship with our students. If the child will be having a good relationship with the teacher, definitely they will be much more engaged in that particular assignment or the task what the teacher is going to be done with that particular learner or the student. So building a good relationship with the students is also counts a lot, especially in this situation, sorry, where the teachers are not physically connected. So for that, especially in this time, first we have to build a good connection and communication with our learners and our students. Because this is the time when the students are totally feeling helpless. They are totally unattentive toward their academics. There are lots of things virtually available for the students as well. Not only they are dependent on the teachers, they are the self-learners now. And they are doing the things independently. They are the independent learners now. So we have to build a good relationship with us, our student, to keep them engaged with ourselves. Once they will be engaged with ourselves as a teacher, then definitely we can take the things as per our wish. Then we can assess them whatever we want. If we will give them the opportunity to be in touch, to be in cooperation with us, to be freely communicated with us, so they will really feel very well, engaged and associated with the teacher, and that will be a great part of our, and that is a great learning and achievement of a teacher. Being a teacher, what I believe, okay, this is the achievement of a teacher. If the child is feeling free to come in contact with the teacher, it's feeling comfortable and relaxed and happy to go and communicate with the teacher. That is also important.
That is the success of the teacher. If the child feel comfortable to communicate with his or her teacher. If I give, as a mother, if I give my example of my kids, they are very happy in some of the classes, but are unhappy in few classes. So the only thing is the relation of the teacher with the student. A teacher must be friendly but firm with the students. A student should not be scared with the teacher, as I believe.
Exactly.
Thank you, Meher and Gulashan, for the points that you added. And I'm just reading Naima's remarks and Feroz Sahab. देखिए, you have to आज का जो एजेंडा है वो टीचर लीडरशिप इसीलिए है कि we are in different situations, different scenarios. So हमारा जो रोल है in continuing teaching and learning in the school, how can we cater to that? इंटरनेट नहीं चल रहा, लो कनेक्टिविटी है, रिसोर्सेज नहीं देती, अब ये सारे तो अगेन वही दिस इज मोर्निंग एंड ग्रोनिंग अबाउट द सिचुएशन. व्हाट इज द सॉल्यूशन? यू आर द लीडर, यू हैव टू डिसाइड कि इसको कैसे टैकल करना है, अपने एरिया में कैसे इस चीज को करना है. सो वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट द इनिशिएटिव्स दैट यू कैन टेक, and of course I just gave you examples of areas which are remote, they do not have connection, and how they are managing. Even Karachi जिनके पास इंटरनेट है, सिर्फ हेड ऑफिस हेड्स के ऑफिस में है, लेकिन स्कूल में कोई कंप्यूटर लैब नहीं है, तो वो भी तो रन कर रहे हैं ना स्कूल और मैनेज कर रहे हैं. सो यू हैव टू go around the situation and find a solution कि कहाँ से जो है रास्ता खुला है उस रास्ते पे चल पड़े. So you are the leader, you have to keep it going. So you cannot keep on putting the blame on others. आपका रोल ये है कि आप जो कर सकते हैं वो करें. And in this way, जो engagement की बात भी कर रहे हैं, the assignments should be interesting, even in schools that are high profile schools. And if the teacher is not giving an engaging assignment to the students, they are not studying. मेरा बच्चा नहीं पढ़ रहा था, my son gave up on online. And I actually had to sit with him to prepare him for the examination. Abhi usne exams diye hain, result aaya hai. So the thing is that even where all the facilities are available, uske paas laptop bhi hai, uske paas mobile phone bhi hai, घर में सबके पास है, अगर उसको अपना पसंद नहीं आ रहा तो वो मेरे पे भी बैठ जाता है, लेकिन ये कि फिर भी वो बच्चा engage नहीं हो रहा. So the problem is not the gadgets, it's not the internet. The problem is with the assignment that is being given to the child. तो ये जरूरी नहीं है कि इंटरनेट नहीं है तो इसलिए पढ़ाई नहीं हो रही, या कुछ और नहीं है तो इसलिए नहीं हो रही. The issue
Agreed.
is how engaging the lesson is. Assignment भी engaging होना चाहिए. As per the new research, Zoom should only be 20 minutes input. उसके बाद आप बच्चे को कोई काम दे दें या कोई engagement दे दें where he gets involved with the content. और फिर अब इतने अगर ऑनलाइन भी है तो इतने टूल्स हैं, एप्स हैं, ब्रेकआउट रूम्स हैं कि द चिल्ड्रन कैन सिट एंड वर्क टुगेदर. गूगल पे आप एक ही पावर पॉइंट पे बच्चे काम कर सकते हैं विद डिफरेंट क्वेश्चंस एक टॉपिक पे. एंड यू नीड टू बी अवेयर ऑफ दीज टूल्स टू यूज, ताकि वो एक इंटरेस्टिंग चीज हो. जब नई चीज होती है, क्यूरियोसिटी इज हाई, द चिल्ड्रन एंगेज इन दैट टास्क. थैंक यू.
So there should be more assignments, and one thing that I usually do for my university student is the forum discussion actually. So different question, and the student after the virtual session, they start interacting and giving their own perception. And one more thing that we can provide the students to have more knowledge about that. That is inquiry-based reading. I mean, to give them some question, let them inquire and share their understanding and knowledge that have secured from different online sources, and they can share. So that this can be one of the engagement activity, and that can also maximize the diversified concepts about the same topic.
Exactly, Alamgir Sahab, you are right.
Thank you so much. There is another question for Sir Alamgir. In the current situation, there has been a lot of interference of parents in the online classroom. So how do we set a boundaries for them? What strategy as a teacher or as a leader we should do to set a boundaries for the parents?
Yeah, this is, I think, not a very common issue that I have heard about, but the parents interact. I mean, I think there should be, parents should be.
आलमगीर साहब, आपके पास तो बड़े बच्चे हैं ना, उनके पेरेंट्स तो देखते ही नहीं है. ये सवाल हो रहा है छोटे बच्चों के लिए जहाँ पे पेरेंट्स का है इंटरफेरेंस. So Gulafsha, would you like to answer it?
Ms. Gulafsha would go, and if I can add something, I will do it later. No problem.
Sure. Yes, Mr. Afia. Yes, again, मैं फिर वही बात कहूँगी कि पेरेंट्स का इंटरेक्शन बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया है, बट पेरेंट्स शुड रियलाइज कि वो जो इतना इंटरेक्शन, स्पेशली मैं बात करूंगी अर्ली इयर्स की, अगर अपने छोटे बच्चों की बात करूं, so when they do not know how to conceive things, when they do not know how to think, and the parents are not letting them do that, because क्या होता है, मेरे पास भी स्कूल में यही होता है कि जी मदर ऑलवेज आस्क कि सुबह मेरा बच्चा क्लास ले नहीं सकता बिकॉज आई एम नॉट फ्री. ठीक है, सो लाइक क्लास आपके बच्चे ने लेनी है, आपने नहीं लेनी है. यस, यू नीड टू बी विद दिस स्टूडेंट, आपको अपने बच्चे के साथ होना है, बट यू नीड टू learn the child, you make the child learn that how to grasp things, how to think, how to get the different ideas, or how to construct different things. So I guess that is again the dilemma of the society कि online system पे जब से हम गए हैं, so parents पढ़ना शुरू कर चुके हैं instead of the students. वो लोग खुद पढ़ रहे होते हैं, they are not letting their children to learn or to get something. So that is, yes, the dilemma, and that should be realized by the parents.
Okay, I would like to add something here. There was a core issue before that, unexpected or exceeding interruption of the teachers in online teaching. अब तक तो स्कूल को ये प्रॉब्लम था कि पेरेंट्स जो है वो अपने बच्चों का पूछ नहीं रहे हैं, वो पेरेंट्स मीटिंग के अंदर नहीं आते. पीटीएम में जो रेशियो है वो 35-20% है. आई थिंक दिस इज द कोविड ब्लेसिंग अगेन that we have some maximum interaction. But now, as a school teacher and a school administrator, this is not only our responsibility to manage and educate our students, but to educate the society. School का रोल हमसे मुख्तस कर देते हैं, specify only for school kids. तो यहाँ this is the role of the teacher leaders now, how we can educate the parents, how we can set certain rules for them. And this rule can also be done like through reinforcing again and again. But however, their interference can be, as a leader, because leader is the one who always hope for the best and become very innovative and change every practice that is somehow negative towards the positivity. तो हम इसको positively इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. उनका ये interference किसी तरीके से इसको अच्छे directions पे हम डाल सकते हैं. उसके लिए रूल सेट करने पड़ेंगे और हर टीचर उसके लिए रूल सेट करें और हर सेशन से पहले वो रूल जरूर बताएं ताकि वो रीइंफोर्स हो जाए और उनका एक परसेप्शन और एक साइकोलॉजी क्रिएट हो जाए.
बिल्कुल. Nana, may I add something in this?
Thank you so very much everyone for their feedback, and I think we have answered. Just a minute, let me make an announcement so that those who have no questions can start working on. I am sharing a Padlet link, everyone. Please open it and write your review up till now. Since morning, we have been talking about teacher leadership, teacher efficiency, teacher values, beliefs, attributes, attitude, and the things that they need to reflect upon to become better teachers. So here is the Padlet, and please put your name and school name so that we know exactly from where the feedback has come. And in the meanwhile, we'll just go through the whole chat again and see if there are any question missing. And Meher wanted to add something. So over to you, Meher.
Thank you so much, Ms. Afia. I just wanted to continue with the Alamgir Sahab's talk that if the parents are interfering in the teaching learning process, so we should make them involved. We should not take it negative. What even I have done and with my teachers, basically my expertise and my area of interest is ECE, and I'm the ECE practitioner. Engaging so little kids of the age group 3 to 6 years was really a hard task, because that was the first time happening in the life of I myself and with the teachers. So engaging those students in the online activities was really too much difficult, but I really salute the teachers. I really hats off for all the teachers. They have taken excellent, amazing efforts. They have planned so many engaging and interesting activities. Even they go live from their homes with their home materials. Initially, when the lockdown started, suddenly the school closed. Suddenly, there wasn't any resource material with the teachers at home. Teachers utilizes their kitchen tools, the teachers utilizes their furnitures, teachers utilizes their home utensils and each and everything whatever present at their home, and they made their students engaged. And similarly, side by side, they interact with the parents as well, and parents really got so much engaged. I'm sharing my personal experience this time. Parents got too much engrossed and engaged with the learning of the children. Okay, after coming back to the physical situation, three of the parents, three of the mothers of my students came to my school to work as a volunteer, because they got so much inspired by the efforts of the teachers they put in that hard time, where really the difficult time was there for each and everything, especially for engaging the young kids. So really that was the thing. So we should always take the thing positive. And similarly, if we are teaching our students, so we should side by side do something for the community or for the parents or the adults as well. So if they see something of their interest, of their knowledge, of their uh, effectiveness, whatever we can say, so they got engaged. They do not feel the negativity, and they do not have the negative behavior towards anything. But then even I heard from my secondary classes that even when the teachers were delivering the lectures, the parents sat with the students of secondary students as well. And they were really appreciating the material, the PPTs, the resources, the online teaching links, the websites the teachers were suggesting for their students. They were marvelous. So I just wanted to say this thing, okay, we should engage. We should take this opportunity to communicate with our community as well, and to bring some positive change in the community as well through these things, whatever the teachers, not only my teachers, not only I, every teacher and every person that is connected with the system of education is doing right now. And that's really appreciable. I must say this thing. I just wanted to add this thing.
Thank you so much, Meher. I think we appreciate everyone right now. And the purpose of this summit is basically to highlight the achievements of the teachers during this time, which was a difficult time for everyone, uncertain time, and everyone was learning. आप नहीं कह सकते थे कि मेरे head को कुछ नहीं पता या government कोई decide नहीं कर पा रही, because we all are in it together, and we all have to support each other to find solutions to the things. And that is why we are gathered here. We learn from each other's experiences by whatever we have implemented. And I must announce here that there is a post-summit session going on after the summit also, where the teachers can share their best practice during these times and win an award. So can anyone please share about it in detail?
Ms. Safia, for post-summit conferences, you were saying?
Yes, the post-summit. Okay, let me continue. It is about... It is a demonstration, a presentation, a reflection, or a lesson plan that was really successful, and you really feel proud about it. So you share it. You will be given a time slot. So fill in the form, and you will given a time slot. And we have 3 prizes. The first prize is 10,000 rupees. The second is 7,000 rupees, and the third prize is 5,000 rupees. Apart from the gift hampers and recognition that you will get on our platform. So all teachers are welcome to join it, and the announcement will be made on the last day again, but just to share. And I'm so thankful to all of you. I can see, I think I'm sharing this, so aap dekh bhi rahe honge ki ye बढ़ता चला जा रहा है. So take a few minutes to fill this, and then we break for lunch and namaz. तो आप ये फिल करके फिर जाइएगा नमाज के लिए, ताकि आपका रिकॉर्ड आ जाए, एंड वी विल पोस्ट दिस ऑन आवर सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म्स. Anything else? Who is going to conclude? Gulafshan, can you please conclude this
Yes,
talk?
please. Sure, Ms. Rafia. Actually, today what we are talking about is the leadership. So I believe that teacher can be a leader, and teacher should be a leader. What she or he needs to do, they need to extend their capacity. They need to work outside the classroom also. They need to discover their unique strategies. They need to strengthen their values, their beliefs, because if as a teacher I believe in something, and I have those values, and one thing that I learned from Ms. Rafia, that is the value of compassion. So if you are having compassion as a teacher, a passion, and a continuous learning thrust, if you are hungry, if you are thirsty of continuous learning, then you can be a good teacher leader. So that is, I guess, and for that you need to inculcate the attributes in yourself. So that is my belief, and I discussion. If any one of our panelists want to add something, so kindly add. If they want to add,
while concluding,
or Ms. Meher. Please, Alamgir Saab.
While concluding today's session, I would like to encourage all the teachers that leadership is not a position, right? It's the name of attributes. When you have the certain attributes, you are the leader. You do not need to be the coordinator, the school administrator, the principal or vice principal. What you need to have to develop those attributes, like Ms. Gulafshan and all the panelists, respected panelists, they have explained the attributes in details, like collaborations, innovation, that is having a love for the teachers. Like there is one of the slogan that is very common, no child left behind. That was a very key vision for the curriculum in 21st century and all over the world. So what does it mean? It doesn't mean only to invite all the students in the classroom to maximize the enrollment, but to think about those students in the class where the students are behind other students. And when you have a kind of like passion or kind of enthusiasm to develop their skills, such kind of students, that is your leadership role. Not only managing plans, managing curriculum, but to also solve the problems of those students. They are really from challenging family. They have some sort of, they are actually some sort of differently abled people, and these all. So we can also must go for individual educational plans. This is one of the attributes. Like for every student, you must have some specified time where you can treat them differently. So this is leadership.
Agreed.
Whatever the plan have been given to you, and you have just implemented. However, the teachers are the great implementers, and they are the change makers. They would bring the change. The societies are actually transformed not on based on curriculums, but by the implementers. The teachers are practitioners, and I
Thank
would again
you.
encourage that you all are leaders. You can be leaders because you do not need any position for leaders. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, absolutely. Alamgir Saab, you are completely, yes, sure. Please, Meher.
Just one line I just want to add in this. As Alamgir Saab said, leadership is not a position, it's an action. It's an action.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sir Alam. We have a last question and then we are going to move towards the break. The question is from Ms. Gulaksha. There are some students who are not participating in the online classes or who are completely offline, who are not getting involved. So what strategy a teacher should do to involve them or to make them engage? Ms. Gulaksha, if you could answer this question. Or Ms. Meher.
Naina, can you please repeat the question? Actually, my internet was quite unstable. So can you please repeat the question?
All right. So there are some students in classes who are not involved, who are not involving themselves in the classes, who are completely offline, and it's very difficult for the teachers to engage them. So as a teacher, what strategy one should take to make them involved in the classroom?
Question before also,
I think
as a teacher.
Gulaksha, wait. I think we discussed it in detail. I gave an answer on engaging students, and we should end this now and come back after the lunch and namaz break. Lunch and namaz break. All of you should start joining at 2 o'clock, so that at 2:15 sharp we can start. So it will be very difficult if everyone joins just on the dot 2:15. So 2:15 the session resumes. And you should all start logging in back at 2 p.m. Okay, and I can see that many people have entered their feedback on the Padlet. If not, I'm sharing again. Those who missed it, please use this Padlet to share your review for the morning sessions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, all the panelists. Ms. Naila, Ms. Rafia, let's move towards a break. Let's take a short break and we are going to get back at 2 p.m. And please fill the Padlet. Okay. Allah Hafiz. Take care.
Allah Hafiz. Thank you very much, all of you. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.